This is an automatic translation. Please excuse any errors. Franz Jedlicka, born in Vienna, is an Austrian sociologist and peace researcher. He initially investigated the negative effects of widespread violence in child rearing on the peacefulness of individual countries. The culture of violence scale. Later, he also researched other forms of violence, e.g., violence against women, the death penalty, torture, using international data, and compiled them into a scale measuring the extent of the culture of violence in countries around the world, the culture of violence scale. The result of this research is that only those countries start wars or armed conflicts in which many forms of violence were already accepted because they are not prohibited by law. In detail, the people responsible for a war are almost always political figures who have themselves experienced violence in these cultures. The Legislation-Peace Nexus. For Jedlicka, the conclusion from this research is that countries that want to become more peaceful, or strengthen their peacefulness with regard to global peace, must prohibit all forms of violence by law, especially corporal punishment of children, SDG 16.2. This is the Legislation-Peace Nexus, which should also be considered in development policy, namely with reference to the Triple Nexus, HDP Nexus. The Peace Mainstreaming Strategy. However, nonviolent conflict resolution should be practiced in all areas of society. Jedlicka calls this the Peace Mainstreaming Strategy. Equality for women, as well as respect for all human rights, also play a key role in this strategy. At the same time, countries that want to become more peaceful or strengthen their peacefulness should practice methods to promote empathy. These primarily involve various opportunities for people to discuss things with one another in order to better understand each other. Suitable methods for this include nonviolent communication, Marshall B. Rosenberg, empathy circles, co-counseling, and meetings for older people to share their memories. Psychological discussion groups are particularly important in traumatized countries, where dialogue must help process the suffering experienced to prevent it from being repeated or passed on to the next generation. Avoiding violence in the media is also part of the peace mainstreaming strategy, as is promoting peaceful masculinity through measures that enable caring, empathetic masculinity. For example, through parental leave for fathers and the promotion of men in social professions and careers in the healthcare sector. A mandatory social year for young people after completing school can also make a society more empathetic.